What's up? How's it going? There we go. Hey, y'all. Oh, how we doing today? Happy Easter to all of y'all who celebrate. Happy Trans Visibility Day as well. Hey, SLJ. Ooh. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. It's a long weekend here. Is it the same in the States? Because we got a Friday GH, which seems weird because Friday's like a actual holiday over here. So, yeah. Just wondering. Feels weird to be live on a Sunday. It's been a while. Do I regret it? Somewhat. Not that I'm not happy to be here. Or not that I am, you know. Sorry, I'm that tired, you guys. Long story short. Last night I had thrown the first live show of other artists that I've thrown. First ever, which was a crazy experience. Stressful. A lot of fun though too. Like once everything kind of got rolling, I was less stressed. But I am exhausted, and then I've also kind of had to work more on my own show throughout today on like next to no sleep. And I'm still working on that, kind of like even just before my live stream. That's why I'm a little bit later than usual. Plus, you know, Easter dinner and all the other things. But yeah, welcome to General Hospital Envy, my GH after show. It's good to see you guys on a Sunday. Lots to discuss about the show. Mostly surrounding Jason and Sunny, and that's kind of what I'm focusing on for this recap. Although if you guys want to talk about other things that I kind of gloss over, feel free. But yeah, it's been an interesting week on General Hospital. The title of this live stream is The Plot Twist I Did Not See Coming, because a plot twist happens that I did not see coming. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I was impressed, truthfully. But we'll get into that later. The first thing we'll get into is the Jason stuff. It's been a rough week for Jason Morgan, y'all. This man had been working as an undercover informant for Jagger, as you guys know. A man he used to know as Jason Quartermain, but doesn't know now. Thankfully, when Anna came in to question Jason after he had turned himself in to clear his name in Dante's shooting and asked him why he talked to Agent Cates without representation present, something anyone who's ever worked at the PCBD knows, and you know, the audience that watched the show knows, that he would never do. Anna had asked him if it was to reminisce on the good old days, which left Jason confused. Anna explained that Robin had mentioned in the past that he and John, who went by Jagger back then, went to high school together and had a rivalry, and boy, did that set Jason off into singing like a canary to Anna about what he's been up to for the last 2 years and why. You know, he worked for the FBI to go after the company Pikeman. He did that because he heard evidence of RICO charges, and the only way to the FBI, or for the FBI to not go after whoever they're going after, is for Jason to work with them. Side note, because I didn't put this in my notes later, but Jason mentioned that it's RICO charges against himself, but I don't know if I buy that. What do you guys think? I don't know. Left me wondering. But anyway, Once Anna realizes that Jagger hasn't been honest with her, she's pissed too. I'm not sure why she was surprised though, because he hasn't been honest about anything else. Hey, Kaiwan. No, we just got started, Kaiwan. You're good. Ava and Valentine. Yeah, we gonna talk about that, Angel. We gonna talk. I have thoughts. I have thoughts. But anyway, okay. So the week only got worse for Jason as it went on, because if Dante dies, he's up for murder 1 in special circumstances because Dante's an officer. Sam shows up to the PCPD to ask if Jason did it. He tells her no, and she believes him, but then he tells her that he had seen Danny, and that Danny got him first aid when he was shot. And he had told Danny not to tell Sam, and boy did that piss Sam off. She basically declared that she's washed her hands clean of Jason and doesn't want him to see Danny ever again. I don't get why Jason didn't mention that Danny ran into him by accident. Like, he didn't seek out Danny. Like, that confused me. Because, like, that would probably salvage at least a bit of, like, Sam and Jason's trust with each other. So not the J-Sam reunion I think the J-Sam fans were hoping for. But it didn't leave me surprised, personally, that they were going to kind of go out of their way to make sure the audience knows that J-Sam isn't going to happen. At least not anytime soon. But yeah. Eventually, Jason has a hearing to see if he could be out on bail. And he makes the bail, $5 million, paid by Michael Corinthos, of course. What are y'all saying, though? Think of somebody in the Quartermain or Morgan, they got Rico. Who has a secret family? I think he's protecting more than himself. Jagger must be threatening the family. Yeah, he's threatening someone. Or the FBI is threatening someone. Sam got on my nerves all week, so over her. It is what it is. I mean, I can't blame Sam for being mad that Jason inadvertently got Danny involved in something that could implicate him in a crime with the FBI. But that's why I was like, why didn't Jason just mention that it was by accident? Like, he didn't seek Danny out. Like, I wasn't mad at Sam because Jason left out some crucial information that has her thinking that way. So I'm not blaming Sam for how she's acting. They can make them civil. Not this. This is awful. Sam's gotta have. What? Something moment? No, it's this. Like I said, it's not really Sam having a moment. It's Jason not giving her all the information she needs. Like, I think if Sam knew that part, she wouldn't be as mad. And now she knows. Oh, I guess we'll get into this because this is where my notes lead. Anyway, we'll get into the rest of the Sam and Dante stuff a little bit later. Right now, I want to talk about one of the things that I've been kind of talking about when I have been live streaming in regards to Jason's return. And it's that one of the most jarring things about Jason's return for me up until this week is how out of character certain people have been acting surrounding trusting Jason, particularly Sunny, though. It was actually making me extremely worried about the new writing team because it truly seemed outlandish for me that Sunny was acting this way and just didn't trust Jason, and how he's kind of isolated himself from everyone that cared about him, like Carly and Michael. And really just the fact that he just trusts Ava right now. Like, that was so bizarre to me. Not that I've hated their interactions, honestly. Like, I think Maura and Maurice have good chemistry, but it's just icky, you know? Given their history, it's a bit icky. But yeah, it was certainly bizarre to try and fathom what the writing team was thinking with Sunny. So out of character for the story, it felt lazy to me. Like drama that they had to conjure up that doesn't jive with who we know the character to be. But hey, hey, Cobb. This week, in a plot twist that certainly shocked me, did not see it coming. We get an actual explanation for Sonny's behavior, one that left me impressed. It turns out that Valentine is essentially pulling the strings with Pikeman right now, while John Brennan, who for some reason now appears to be Jack Brennan for some reason, is in prison. He had arranged to have a meeting with Brennan in a prison van to discuss things. Number one on the list being Sonny, and how he failed to take him out because Jason was working under Pikeman under an alias which had gone unnoticed. So Valentine had to get a little creative and have Sonny take him out, or take himself out basically. So what Valentine did is he paid off the provider of Sonny's bipolar pills to slip in more and more placebos as time goes on, so that he'd start getting erratic and paranoid and unhinged. And this has been in motion at least since Sonny beat the crap out of Cyrus, if not earlier than that. And we've seen him pretty much been spiraling ever since, which we've noticed because he's pushed everyone close to him away, for reasons that just haven't made sense otherwise. Even when Jason pays him a visit after he had made bail to explain his case, Sonny wasn't having it. And any of Jason's reasonings, like Sonny was just shutting it down, he kicks him and Carly out of his penthouse and then just kind of stays with Ava. I have to truly applaud the writers for this one because I didn't see it coming. And now I won't feel as angry when I see Sonny acting this ridiculous. Christina, on the other hand, hey Nathan, just believing whatever her daddy believes while not questioning why Sonny would doubt Jason after everything they've been through with each other. That's a special kind of stupid, y'all. Okay, what are you guys saying? I've missed some things. To the point saying stay away from Danny, that's disgusting. Not really. You'd probably do that too if your kid was, if your kid's father coerced him into getting him first aid and keeping it a secret, because that would have your kid up for charges. That's not anything not normal. Like, a good parent would be pissed and keep their kid away from their father in that sense. That's why I'm putting the sole blame on Jason for not mentioning that it was an accident. Has nothing to do with Sam's. It's on brand for a mom to get that pissed at a dad for screwing their kid over like that. Willingly. That's the problem. She thinks it's willingly that he did that on purpose. I think Valentine has been messing with Sonny's meds for a while. People think it's only has started. I don't think people think it started. They made it pretty clear that it's been at least a few months since Sonny finding out the truth about Nina. That was a while back already. That was shown on screen. So it was possibly before that, but it's been months since that. So it's been a good solid few months. Drunk with Ava. That was a clue. The watered down meds explains Sonny's paranoia. Yeah, it does. Yeah, Sam's not a criminal anymore. She's not going to do anything criminal. She knew Jason was a mobster while she begged for him to have a baby with her. She's been pissy with Jason before he left. Well, Angel, the people on Twitter clearly didn't watch the show and didn't pay attention. So that's not the show's fault. That's Soap Twitter being Soap Twitter and being dumb, as usual. But anyway, yeah, back to Christina, I guess. Yeah, Christina's just being dumb, believing whatever her father thinks. Christina, have your own mind, girl. We created a bit of drama outside of Jason's hearing, too, before he made bail, between her and Jocelyn. It's nuts. Anyway, Valentine and Brennan were hoping Dante dies so that Jason would be a non-issue. He'd go to jail for that, obviously, for a long time. But they didn't get their wish because Dante finally got out of his coma, and he confirmed that Jason didn't shoot him and that he's the reason he's still alive. And I think that'll probably soften Sam to Jason a little bit as well. It was pretty touch and go for a while, though, to the point where doctors were discussing with Sam about putting him in a long-term care facility. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Can you imagine for Rocco, like, both of his parents in a coma? Dude, that kid would be traumatized. I just need Nina to catch Sunny and Ava doing the dirty. Oh my god, that would be, like, poetic justice. I don't know what happened with Christina. They're writing her like a what? Because they don't want to give any serious storylines. Give her another love interest besides Blaze. I mean, I like Blaze and Christina now. I think that's a pretty decent one. Has her kind of coming out from someone else's perspective now, and having to sort of figure out how a relationship works under that. You were rooting for Joss in the Christina fight? Yeah, and I'm usually team Christina on most things, but that was nuts. Her, like, being so anti-Jason. This soap getting messy for real. Yeah, but it's in like it's in a fun, it's not like a bad messy, you know what I mean? Because we've seen bad messy for quite some time with the show. Now it's getting like entertaining messy, and now that we kind of know the reason for certain things, it's not as jarring as it has been for me watching this story. So I'm so glad, because I want these writers to essentially do better. You know what I mean? I want these writers to bring a new and exciting era into the show. I mean, I think that's what we all want whenever they change certain things. There's a bit of drama within the writing team of GH right now, and I forget the writer's name, but this writer was let go. If you guys know her name, please let me know in the chat. This sort of breakdown writer that's been on the show for quite some time, who happens to be the only person of color on the show, who's written a lot of sort of dialogue between the African American characters on GH, was let go, and she also worked a lot on Trina and Spencer's relationship too. So my only take with that is I'm a little bit worried on that front, because while I know the Ashford family is not really most people's favorite family on the show, I think that while their storylines haven't been stellar, the dialogue and conversations between the characters I've always found really authentic, largely in part of the writing for their dialogue and also the talent of the actors that play these characters. Shannon Peace? Okay, thank you, Angel. Still want to know who is actually Pikeman, not the de facto boss. Isn't Brennan the de facto boss? Or the non-de facto boss? And then it's revealed that Valentine's just pulling those strings now that Brennan is in jail? Or am I crazy? Another writer besides Shannon? Oh, who? I didn't see that. Who else got let go? Which actress, Kaiwan? So there's not a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Oh, interesting, Nathan. But yeah, let me know who the other writer was, and if like what they kind of worked on with the show. Someone is over Brendan and Valentine. Watch it just be Cyrus. I don't know. I'm glad that we got to see Brendan again, though. But yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I hope that they're not having less cooks in the kitchen. Because I think the more hands on deck, the better. Although, I don't know, I guess that can create a bit of mess if they're not paying attention to each other's work. So we'll see. We'll see how this works. None of the black characters sound black on the show. They sound black to me, Kaiwan. As a black man, a lot of them do remind me of, like, people in my family. So it's just a matter of opinion, clearly. Anyway. Where was I in my notes? Ooh! Okay. The kids on this show. They had some drama this week as well. Jake and Danny have opposite opinions about their father currently. Danny, of course, has faith that Jason didn't shoot Dante. This is before Dante admitted that Jason saved him. Okay? And Jake thinks that his father is responsible and that it's an insult for Dante to just take Jason's side. And they end up, like, fist fighting, like, full-on fight at the boathouse. Rocco was trying to break it up. So, I don't know. It's... I don't know how I feel about those scenes. Obviously, they're trying to write Danny as a black sheep, and Jake, we've kind of seen feeling a certain type of way about guns, especially after what happened to Charlotte. But it does feel weird that Jake is, like, assuming Jason is guilty of shooting Dante. Now the cat's out of the bag, so it's kind of a non-issue, but I'm sure that it'll still have, implications in the future, and that we're gonna see Jake and Danny butt heads for a while. The boys need a new haircut. Bowl cuts for days. Oh, Lord. I think it's also good to put not every black person sound the same. That's true. Oh, Danny and Jake remind you of Jason and AJ. I definitely see the sort of similarities between their relationships for sure. And I think they are trying to recreate that, which I don't hate. I guess my only sort of note with that is that there's definitely growth for these actors, acting-wise, but they're young and they're just getting started as well, so they have time to grow. And I hope that they do, because, there is potential with how they're writing the characters. If they end up having to have new people play them, I won't hate it, but, like, we just got this new Danny, so we'll see. We're starting to see this actor who's played Jake for quite some time get more. So we'll have to just see how they do. Okay, I'm not writing them off yet, but they just seem much closer to, like, how do I explain this? You know how there's, like, child actors and then there's child actors. Like, there's the the Nicholas Chavez, like the last Spencer, or sorry, the second last Spencer, Bechdel, Nicholas Bechdel, sorry, the previous Spencer actor before Nicholas Chavez came, and like, who else is in my mind? Essentially, there's just child actors that know how to act, and child actors that they hire that just kind of sound like they're reading lines a lot of the time and don't really show emotion in their face and in their work. And I feel like Danny and like Rocco so far are kind of falling into that category for me a little bit. Jake, I feel like he's kind of the same. Like, he's not the worst, but we just haven't seen too much of him yet for me to kind of jump to any sort of conclusion with him. Just because he's very much kind of put on for fluff. But they clearly are trying to give these kids more story, and we do need a new young team, because the last young team is, you know, they're in college and have jobs, and they've grown up a bit. So, you know, we need some new youngins. I think they need new haircuts. The boys need to grow in their acting during that fight. Yeah, it seems like they're kind of jumping into the deep end with them in terms of story, and I don't know if they're necessarily ready for that yet. But I guess it's better to kind of throw them to the wolves so that they can get tested in the future. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Anyway, let's get back to Dante and Sunny. Everyone was relieved to see Dante awake, especially Sam and Olivia. The strangest thing was that Sunny is the last to know. Ava had seen a text from Olivia while Sunny was off in another room blowing off some steam after Jason and Carly had left his apartment. And she decides to move his phone kind of out of the way, and then tells him herself that the doctors called and told her that Dante was awake, but that he couldn't see him until tomorrow. And then Sunny kisses Ava and then leaves to go to bed on his own. I don't get Ava's angle. Why? Like, why did they do that? Why did she do that? What? I mean, part of me was like, she can see that there's something wrong with him, right? But it just, I'm just confused. I'm confused. I'm sure it'll get explained, unless you guys have an explanation. Danny wasn't looking at Jake. Danny was kind of looking at the camera. Yeah, they need to grow a little bit. They need to grow. Hopefully there's someone that's kind of taking them under their wing to kind of make them better at their craft. I mean, they've got a good cast surrounding them of parents between Becky and Steve and Kelly. They're in good hands as long as they are good mentors. I do think that the actor that plays Danny and Kelly Monaco work well with each other, though. I've been waiting for that Sunny and Ava kiss. Yeah, I mean, it was bound to happen. It's just now it's a little bit icky because he's off his meds unknowingly. And I think that she can clearly tell that something's wrong with him. But, like, I also feel like she doesn't hate that Sunny trusts her more than Carly. Because Carly and Ava, while they have, like, a respect for each other, they also still kind of hate each other, too. So, I don't know. I feel like there's some mischievous reasons for Ava not hating that Sunny needs her right now. Maybe it, like, turns her on a little bit. I don't know. But it's a weird situation. I need to learn more. And I'm trying to trust these writers more because the Sunny being off his meds thing was impressive to me. I think Ava is replacing Sunny with Julian and talking to her like he was Julian. But that's a bit weird because like Julian and Ava were siblings and Sunny and Ava just kissed. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see where they go. I'm gonna trust that the writers have a motive for Ava. So we'll see. But that's kind of all I have for my notes. I mean, I feel like other things happened, but those were definitely the most interesting things. But if there is things that you guys want me to discuss that I haven't yet, by all means, we have time. It's only been about a half an hour since I've live streamed, so we can talk for like a good 15 more minutes if you want. I am tired, but like I miss y'all, so I didn't get to live stream Wednesday. But by your guys' choice, you guys voted for that, and I was able to do the Sunday. I just didn't count on it being such a late night for me, even though I knew the show that I was throwing for those other artists was probably going to involve me coming home late. I also just didn't sleep well, and then I had to do a lot of work on my own show today. Julian and Ava did have a sexual chemistry. It was odd. I don't know. I never. Maybe I just blocked that out. I cared so little for Julie and Jerome, you guys. I like the actor that played him, but the character did nothing for me. Oh, Chase and BLQ. And I hate that for me. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess okay. We'll talk about it a little bit though. Just because I guess some interesting things happen in terms of Gregory. Gregory is very clearly getting worse. And he's getting angry at everyone sort of treating him a certain way. Finn is getting... I was going through like John, Silas. Finn is worried enough that he suggests that Chase and Brooklyn move up their wedding. And Brooke and Chase are willing to do that because he feels like Gregory doesn't have time. And the only thing I'm kind of thinking about on that front is we seen Finn talk to someone on the phone about a Hail Mary for Gregory to give him more time, and I wonder if anything will become of that. I don't think that they're going to reverse his illness, but there might be some way to give him more time, and we'll see if that plays out. Julian also had chemistry with First Jordan too. I miss Vanessa Antoine. I enjoyed her, and she was a fellow Canadian as well. You're asking me if I think that Brooklyn and Chase are a good couple? I don't hate them. I'm not like super fond of them. I liked how they got together. I think that it was a good match for him. Like I think that Amanda and Josh play well off of each other. So I like their chemistry. But story-wise, I can take them or leave them. I don't hate them together. I think I'll enjoy the wedding if they make it entertaining. I'm just not super invested. Is Gregory going to live long enough to see Chase and BLQ get married? I hope so. Because that would just be depressing. Like, if this character is going to die from this disease, give him one last happy moment, for God's sakes, before he kicks the bucket. Because then that would just, like, ruin the wedding. Obviously, like, they're not going to be wanting to celebrate. So give them, give Gregory a final dose of happiness before they inevitably end this story. And neither should they reverse the illness. I completely agree with you, Nathan. They should not reverse that illness. And we've had this... I don't know if it was us two. Me and someone in the chat, we definitely had the conversation of whether or not they should reverse it. I don't think that they should. I am someone that has lost someone to ALS recently. So, like, it is a bit personal to me that they write this disease with authenticity. So, yeah, that's how I feel too, Nathan. What else is there to discuss? Oh, not really a discussion storyline-wise. We kind of mentioned it in passing in terms of Dante was about to go to a long-term facility. Stella had a conversation with Sam about it not being a way that the hospital is giving up on him and giving him a way to fight. And it is crazy to me that that is the first time that Sam and Stella have met. They shook hands saying, "Nice to meet you." And, like, Molly is TJ's partner and Stella is TJ's aunt. Like, they've had to be in the same room at some point. Thanksgiving, like, it was so weird. I feel like they have, but maybe I'm wrong. Hey, Laura. You said I think Gregory and Tracy managed to get together before he dies. I mean, I wouldn't hate them kissing. Tracy definitely has feelings for Gregory. But I think she's also just very fond of him too because he's Finn's dad. It's hard to say. We'll see where this writing team goes with it. I don't know if I have anything more to say, you guys. With the mention of moving Dante, is that a hint that Dante taking a turn for the worse even when he woke up? I hope not. I mean, I was a little bit nervous when Valentine and Brennan were talking about, like, making sure Dante dies. But now Dante's already told the police commissioner that Jason saved his life. So that's kind of moot unless they kind of screw Anna over. They're pretty very decent relations. Like, it's like, do you know your mother? Do you know your mothers? Do you know your sister's mother-in-law or cousins or aunt or them? I mean, I know most of my, like, basic family. You know, my mom and her sisters and, you know, her brother. And, you know, I know the aunties and the uncles. It's just, I swear. Like, the Ashfords have definitely had Thanksgiving with the Davises. So they've had to have been in the same room at some point. Alright guys, was there anything else to discuss? I know the extended family I see in my town. Yeah, that's the thing, and like I know all, like my family that lives in town, I know them all. Like, certainly, but whatever. We'll see. And it's just that, like, I know the Davis and Ashford interactions are very far and few between, but they happen. I just don't know if it's an oversight that they have met and the writing team forgot, or if they just straight up haven't met, which is still wild. But like, if that second one is the case, then like it's good that they kind of had them be like, hey, I know like you're TJ's aunt, and like, hi, it's nice to officially meet you. I am just confused about it, that's all. But yeah, yeah, I can understand there's these people living in another country. I don't know every cousin back in Jamaica or England. Yeah, like there's certainly cousins, like even like on the other side of the country for me that I don't know, and I'm sure in other places around the world. But I know of their existence. not necessarily by name for the most part. I have a lot of family, y'all, especially on the east side of Canada that I haven't met. I did go to a family reunion a few years back, and I saw everyone, but I didn't get to like meet everyone and talk to everyone there, you know? Sam and Dante need to interact with Leo. That's their brother. Good lord. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I suppose we could wrap it up. There wasn't really much to discuss beyond those things. There was, like we said, the BLQ and Chase stuff with Gregory, and then mostly the Jason stuff and Sam and Sunny. But that said, like, they packed a bunch into that, despite it kind of only surrounding a few characters. We got a lot out of it. Also, I'm here for like Valentine going full bad guy, because that's the Valentine that we should have seen this whole time. But anyway, y'all, yeah, I guess we'll end it here. I will be back Wednesday, and then we'll have to put off the Sundays for a couple more weeks until after my show, and then we'll get back to the regular Sundays. Yeah. I'm very interested to see where GH goes from here on out, because now that they've kind of explained the biggest sort of thing I struggled with the new writing team, which was the Sunny stuff, I have hope that they are gonna bring the show into exciting times. Like I said, Elizabeth Corte has been, or Cordy, I don't know how they pronounce it, she's been writing for the show for decades. And Patrick, he was writing for the show in its prime in the 80s, so it's, I have hope. And now that the blip has kind of been fixed, I have more hope. Alright, but yeah, thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you liked this live stream, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to, if you haven't done so already. I would truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys this Wednesday just to check in and see what y'all think of the show so far. Good night, everybody. Mwah. Peace out. And yes, Charlotte does belong to the Cassadines. Alright, good night, everybody. Have a good week. See you Wednesday.